Hey everybody, Radaman here. Thanks for tuning in to Kenshi, Birth of a Hive. Here's the rules and goals if you need to see them. So we left off, we were fighting the Skin Bandits. We had killed Elder, the Scorchlander leader of the Skin Bandits, the rest of them, of course, being robots. We are going to head on home. We do owe Louis a bit of a spare leg, I guess. Unlike previous episodes, I will, in fact, remember to pack up my camp bed. It does look, after loading this zone, that someone is being peeled. That's really not my concern anymore. I'm just about done with messing with the Skin Bandits. What I am doing next, to fill you in, is I'm going to put together a group of people that are going to be able to head into the Ashlands. We're going to do some Ashlands clearing. Let's see, is there someone who's green? You are capable of holding a few bags. But I can't trade with Boops if I'm holding them. So the key to entering the Ashlands is there is periodic poison gas clouds in the Ashlands. This will not affect skeletons. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if it affects Queen or not, because Queen is part robotic. So this I do not know. But the big thing is that the people who are going in should be able to wear gas masks, which prohibit soldiers from doing it, because I don't want the soldiers to die. Taking a look around, there's clearly some Skin Bandits left in there. I don't know who they're skinning. Probably southern drones that attacked them. I don't know. As I said, not my concern. I am leaving. We are going to be leaving. And my plan for this episode, there's going to be a lot of travel. The plan for the episode is to go all the way home, because we need to give Louis a spare leg. Otherwise, I would have maybe sent some keepers out to swap in for the people that are going to be joining them. Another thing I need to do is some of the keepers here, Foe, Nuggles, and J-Horde, Talon, and Seiko, they all need proper armor. Oh, and Raptor too. Boy, a whole lot of them. So that's another thing I'm going to work on while everybody else is in transit, is these guys are going to have to gear themselves up for the battle that is going to ensue. It does mean taking a little bit of a risk and upgrading to the old world bows. So how many do we need? We need 1, 2, 3, and 4 old world bows. Seiko needs some armor, proper armor, as does Talon. So 4 bows and a bunch of armor. Speaking of armor, our caravan hero and the crew is still over at the Armor King, hanging out, listening to the ever-boasting Armor King, hoping that we find something worth buying. It has been a long time of just specialist meh armor. I know they're not really caravanning, but in truth, I don't really need them to go anywhere, unless, of course, we find some armor. Okay, so back to the keepers. Let's prep this group of keepers so that they're ready. So once we get home, we can do a quick swap. In fact, I can bring a leg for Louis, and that will cut down some travel time. So I'm going to reorder this group. Raptor, you're going to be moving up. Okay, you guys need to be following Jay. Okay, there they are. We are getting attacked out here. It is a bunch of scavengers. Well, isn't that interesting? Who the heck are you guys? I don't even know what faction they belong to. I'm not even sure who these guys are. Interesting. Okay, I don't think anyone's hurt, so we're going to continue following Deadhive. Deadhive, you are going to make your way north. Now, some of them just outright died. Okay, back to keepers, before I forget what I'm doing. So, the first thing is to swap out the bows, and then I'm going to put the ammo away, and then I'm going to swap out the ammo as well. We are taking a bit of a risk because these crossbow folks aren't exactly the most skilled. If we take a look at the stats, J-Horde has precision shooting 60, 65. Okay, yeah, they're okay. They're okay. They're not amazing, but they're all right. I do worry. I'm not gonna lie. I do worry about friendly fire. All right, so this bolts box is completely and utterly full. Okay, that's a crazy amount of ammo there. And we'll just keep doing this. Okay, that looks pretty good. And foe, you're up. I would say, pretty convincingly, I should stop making toothpicks. I have no more need. So let's go over to Oboro and tell him to cut the toothpicks out. And then Raptor, last but certainly not least. So, all of these crossbow people have the armor that they need. Now, next up, or the weapons they need. Now for armor. So, Talon, I am going to allow you to stay martial arts, but you are going to be required to wear proper armor, which hurts your martial arts skill. So your martial arts dropped to 50 from wherever it was. I don't even know what it was. But this will keep you alive. There is no compromise here. You must use armor. All right, Seiko, you're going to continue being the double-bladed ninja, but again, just like your friend, you are going to be required to wear proper armor because I don't want to see you dead. Alright, I think what I'll do is... Seiko, your gear is going to be deposited over here because I don't want you encumbered, because you're almost encumbered. So you'll just have the double blades on your back. Is there something I could do for you? I'm trying to think. You could, in fact, take the guardless katana and the ninja blade. They're the same skill, they're just slightly stronger. And that looks pretty cool. You look pretty cool there. I will not deny that. Oh, another thing. So we're going to want to bring some extra food and some extra ammunition. We're also going to lean to the left leg. Actually, we have a lot of food still. So Boops does have a Meito long sword. And I don't think... If I go through these guys, I don't think anybody that I'm bringing here has too much katana skill. Orange Chaos might want that, though. Yeah, I'm going to trade that. Because the weapon that Orange Chaos was using was a bit encumbering. So at this point, what we have left to do before we set out is to have someone that has some carry weight. So Talon, you also are going to put this gear away because I need you to carry stuff. So Talon stuff is on the left, Seiko stuff is on the right. Talon, because you don't actually have weapons, I'm going to have you carry some spare bolts. And Cookie, I think you have some carry weight. I'm going to have you do the same. Now, all of you guys, who's the slowest? Foe so far at 26. Yes, it will be Foe at 26. You all are going to follow Foe. Foe, you are going to grab a leg for Louis. It's going to be a left leg. Hive Scout left. And then Foe, you are going to set out and try to meet them halfway. Maybe we will up our food a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't think I need too much food in this group. But it wouldn't hurt. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the keepers coming south. And they're going to be swapping in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the swarm, because soldiers cannot wear helmets and therefore are susceptible to poison gas. And we are going to want to meet somewhere in the middle. Maybe around the border zone or so. I'm not entirely sure. So these guys are moving at 26 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. It's pretty good. And the idea will be, I will do a little bit of training. I will do a little bit of combat training with these guys. Just to make sure we don't have any issues, because there's not a lot of room for error when you get into the Ashlands. Error is death. Death is bad. So I'm going to make sure that these guys don't have a lot of friendly fire. They stand up to good, strong groups. Maybe I will take them to fight some southern Hive. Not the actual queen and her capital, but just some of the patrols around there. Because their southern Hiver patrols are pretty seriously strong patrols. And then if we do okay, I will maybe go into the Ashlands. If I do not do okay, I will do some more training. I'm trying not to take any unnecessary risks or get anyone killed while making sure that I'm sufficiently challenged. We don't want it too boring. We don't want it too difficult. We want it the Goldilocks just right. People are having a little bit of trouble following Deadhive, but we've already honestly, these guys could just wait at morn, I think, so I don't have to double back so far, and that way I only have one moving group, which makes it a little bit easier. Or flats. If you want to go to flats, that's fine. Checking the people in my group. I do still have some injuries like RK and Beep. Little Light is missing 1 hit point on a limb. But other than that, we're pretty fine. Now, most of these injuries would honestly heal on their own. and I really don't need to rest. But it couldn't hurt. All right, now let's check in on foe. So this is a group that this is what really matters. So it looks like some of them, those who don't swim well, are falling behind a bit. So I can hold up. All right. The trouble is if you queue up movement that is like really far, often the pathfinding just can't find a valid path. You have to do it piecemeal, as you saw. I don't think the Armor King's armor offerings have swapped, but let me check. Oh no, they've changed. Huh, he has a Masterwork Black and Hive chain shirt. Oh, that's interesting. Down with the Phoenix. The flotsam yell. That's great. It is kind of nice to be able to run through, well, my camera work is terrible, to run through Rebirth and know that this massive slave camp to make a pointless statue to Okran is all but conquered and defeated. And this whole valley is, other than I keep mentioning the fog that are encroaching from the west, are pretty well purged of dangers. So, who are the scavengers? I probably knew at one point. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what the wiki says for me. They're just a thief faction. In the southeast corner, they will loot unconscious characters. They're just like bandits. Okay. They're not really a faction, but they do control the old control tower. Got it. That's all I needed to know. There's a lot of factions in Kenshi. Like, if we go through them, for instance, only some of these factions are, like, actual factions. Like, Mongrel, for instance, is just a faction for the people that live in Mongrel. They're independent. That's not a real formal faction. You can be hostile with them, of course, but I wouldn't call it a faction. Same with, like, Meat Lord's Horde. They're just cannibals. Another generic cannibal group. Let's see. Some other sort of... Like, skeletons are very generic. Who's saying I look like cannibals? Oh, Kral's Chosen. Skull Drinker Clan is just another generic cannibals. Spawners was added in by Reactive World, I do believe. You have a lot of the sort of thugs, swamp thugs. So you've got the swamp ninjas, who are just like the regular old ninjas, and you got the swampers and stone rats, and where are they? The hounds. That's another swamp faction, and gray flares. I haven't spent a lot of time in the swamp. I don't really like traversing the swamp. It's kind of annoying, if I'm going to be honest. The swamp. Hard to see where you're going. Choked full of vegetation. It ain't wonderful. Alright, so, the people that were healing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have you all followed Taildiv? Might as well get these guys. Oh, hold on. Everybody should stay except for the soldiers. Because Louis and Boops are being carried. Yep. Okay, they're going to cross paths soon enough. Somewhere in Shem. Hopefully no lasers. These guys running at me? You are. Oh, it's drone guards. Hello, drone guard. Fancy seeing you so far outside the Oh, what happened? Did you die? I do believe you died. All right, another thing I could do is all of my soldiers, I'm just going to actually... They're not in the right spot, but I'm going to have them switch squads. And then... then it's a little bit easier to keep track, I think. Because now what I can do is just, you know, tell everyone to run for themselves and run over here. Oh, some boneyard wolves. Guards dealing with it. Okay, no. No, no, no. What are y'all doing? Getting in some sort of stupid fight with... Who are you fighting? I don't even know who you're fighting. But keep moving. I'm sure some of you are hurt. Some band of bones? Yeah, don't do that. I said it would be easier, and then it was immediately not. So all you guys follow Foe. Foe. Keep on moving to the flats. And all you 8 are following Deadhive. Deadhive, looks like you're doing just fine. I'm going to order Deadhive to move here. I was going too westerly. I don't want to walk through the fog zones unprotected. And then if I'm not incorrect, please let this be true. Everybody should have a fog mask. Yes. I believe I had everybody bring their fog masks. In the case that I never break and just go straight. Now the other issue is Boops doesn't have a lot of storage space. I might actually want to go ahead and sell those backpacks because I'm headed into the Ashlands and there's a fair chance that I find stuff that I'm going to want to loot and keep. And if his backpack's full of junk, that's a bit of a problem. So, I'm going to sell the food, and I will pick up the ration packs, because they're more calorie dense. And that's it. That just frees up a lot of space. That sword obviously is going to be a bit of a problem, but I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, so the swarm is almost all here. Louis will get a leg, and then we'll be on our way. Really hope I don't get delimbed further, because I don't really have the capacity. I don't have spare limbs or anything like that, so we'll hope to keep everyone intact. Alright, so Seiko had a little fight. What are you guys? Oh, Southern Hivers. Legs too long. Oh, that's funny. The drone guard said he couldn't catch me. You're right, you can't. Alright, Seiko, I'm going to send you immediately to do some rest. I think you are the only injured person. Let's see if there isn't a repair bed or something. Robotics. Yeah, there is. All right, who needs repairs? So Louis, you're going to need to get Foe's limb. Now you're all good. Put you down. Seiko's already fully healed up. Dang, that's quick. All right, J-Horde, you need repairs. Barely, but you do. Same with you, Raptor. And Talon as well. Might as well top up. I doubt that extra few points are ever going to matter in the long run, but you never know. You never know. So, another thing I need to do is to arrange the Rangers so that they're all in the start of the group. Just it will make it a lot easier for me to control the guys in combat. So, from Queen to Silvershade, that's all ranged. That's a lot of range. It was actually something that worried me, but I'm not really sure if I could do anything about it. Is that if you have too many ranged, combat's a little stale because you have to do a lot of like hit and run type stuff. This was just how the cookie crumbled. This is how the patrons wanted their characters. So it is what it is. All right, Beep. We're following you, and you're gonna head south. We're gonna go find us some. I think Beep is the slowest of this group. 27. Yeah, Beep is tied for slowest, so we'll just follow Beep. Because J-Horde, Evenant, and Foe on their run over got a little faster. Well, we don't need to go very far. Seems like the fight is here. Who are you all fighting? Ninja Guards and Nomad? Oh, I don't know why they're fighting. Never mind. I don't want in on that fight because I'm not hostile with either of them. Then I don't really care to be. Alright, southbound we go. I do not get why the Tech Hunters and the Nomads would be at odds with one another. That actually confuses me legitimately. Alright, I'm going to have Taildiv and the crew stop in at Blister Hill. Looks like they're actually a little hungry. Queen and Cookie definitely did not get the message to leave. Alright, let's try this again. Well, Queen's going to stay here, apparently, because she has an inability to move proper. Let's try this again. Alright, all of you just run south, and then we'll get movement. A lot of travel here. I realize and I apologize. Some of the travel just unavoidable. Alright. So I did say I wanted to train up a little bit. So let's go find ourselves some fighting. The deeper south we go, the easier fighting is to find, I think. I'm also sort of curious about returning back to where the skin bandits were. I don't know who took over after killing Elder. And I kind of want to see. I'm going to tell my guys to move as a squad. So here's a bit of a ruin. An armory ruin. This armory ruin has been flattened. We're passing quite near a southern Hive village. It's not where the Queen lives, It's not particularly difficult to conquer, I don't think. Yeah, I'll attack some gorillas on my way. No one got hurt. That's how I like it. Oh, Seiko got hurt a little bit, but not significantly. So, Southern Hive Village looks very much like the Western ones, except for no stores, because, you know, they want to kill everyone. Oh, and we were already fighting some of them. I just overlooked it. So as you can see, drone guards have pretty decent stats. They're not pushovers. Not by any long shot. Alright, let's take everybody off passive and hold except for Boops. Turn jobs off. As far as taunting goes, I'm going to have all of the meleeers taunt. Guess I could have just selected them like that, but whatever. And then all the ranged, just unranged. Good. I've set that up correctly. Well now. This is going to be rough. There's like a rather large patrol sitting here. Start the fight. Oh. By volleying. Sometimes I like setting my crossbows on hold. I'm going to line them up like this. Civil War style. Oh, I didn't see you. Ah, Silver Shade just got shot. I don't know who they're shooting at. Or they're shooting at the farmers? That's kind of a little wrong, but, you know, they're still farming for the enemy. Okay, I definitely got everybody's attention. So, let's go attack all. This is a prince. I've got my brawlers coming in. And this is sort of a trial run of can I survive in the Ashlands or not. Like if these guys wrecked me, the Ashlands would be way off limits. But no, I'm doing actually quite well. Let's go stand in the center of town. Yes, I am here to steal your goodies. That much is true. Cookie, did you get stuck again? Because you were stuck, and now you're stuck again. Alright, beep. What do they got here? I don't think they have anything to take or steal. This is just a little farming village. Almost feel bad looting it. But, you know, they're enemies. They are enemies after all. Orange Cow saying, that felt good when he, you know, downed them. Alright, let's go ahead and follow Beep. I don't think anyone has significant leg injuries to slow them down. No Hive for King. I don't... Are you threatening to send King after? I don't know. I don't even understand that comment. Alright, Taildiv. You are in Blister. And we're here to buy some food. That should be enough to sustain us on our way home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Follow Taildiv and start running home. Good. What about you, Caravan? It's a new day, isn't it? Maybe it's not, but let's see. Hello, Armor King. No, this is the same stuff. Alright, checking for injuries. that was not an insignificant number of them I killed, but they didn't all come at me at once. So I have some nicks and scratches. Nothing really all that terrible. We're pretty okay. I did want to swing by the skin house to see what faction took over. I was sort of curious about that. Another thing I wanted to do, Raptor, give your light belt to Beep. If Beep's the slowest and he's in front, might as well have him illuminated. Cookie has one as well. I'm going to illuminate Queen. And then it looks like Green has one as well. No, it doesn't. Just had some light that looked wrong. Alright, some more ruins. I think I fared pretty well against those southern hivers. So, Talon. Is handing out some crossbow bolts to the people that didn't just re-up at base. Like Hella, Green, Frenchie. And make sure it goes actually in the backpack so it doesn't encumber us as much. Alright, I have tons and tons. Silver Shade didn't get any, but I have tons and tons of ammo, so I can always move it around if I feel like I need to. Running right by this outpost storage. Wow, this lock is ridiculously hard to pick. It's a high-level lock. Usually high-level locks means something is worth it in here, but you never know. You never know. Alright, let's deactivate this spider. Is there any... Nope, no spiders up top. Alright, I'm going to quickly poke around, see if this place was worth coming into. That wouldn't be terrible. With only one spider, this would be a pretty good place to, like, make some money if you were poor. Because just about anyone could take on one spider. Well, not anyone, but you know what I mean. It's just not a big ask. A single spider's pretty easy. Well, Masterwork Longcoat. I like dust coats personally better. If you're curious about the difference, I'll do a side-by-side here. So here is the dust and long. So it's more acid and burning. Additionally, the coverages are the same. The armor is a little bit higher. It has a dodge, or has a stealth skill effect plus, and it also has a martial arts skill effect plus. So, yeah, they're just superior. Not all armor is like balanced. Some armor is just straight up better than other armor. All right, there's a ton of meds here. So, Talon, I know you. I'm gonna have Talon loot some of this. Because one thing I've noticed in Seiko, the people that get knocked out a lot really ought to have some meds on them. All right, Honey has meds. Cookie has meds, but doesn't have medicing. Talon, medics. Honey, medics. Seiko, medics. Delirious, you're full. Beep, we'll give you some meds. Oh, he's already set to medic. And we'll be on our way. This wasn't a loot run. Whoa, hello. It's a lot of stuff. All right, Mr. Beep. We're in the Seronor's Dark. And we're close enough to the skin house to see that the skin bandits are dead. There seems to still be... Oh, they're drone guards. Never mind. I was going to say there still seems to be some people left around, but... Before I go formally all the way in, I'd love to get out to Barrier Tower. Before we go into the Ashlands. I have to ask myself, am I ready? So up here, you got a bunch of the Skeleton Legion manning the crossbows. So it's going to be important to storm because they are trying to bolt us to death. And let's get inside real quick. Come on. Alright, I don't think anyone got bolted. Let me see. Fortunately not. Because being bolted, it hurts a lot. So they have a little old generator and some wooden barrels here with just power cores. Some bolts though. Silvershade, you needed bolts. Alright, empty and more bolts. Alright, second floor. Doesn't look like much. Longboats and some rum. Bolt heavy blueprint. Third floor. Alright, let's just clear out the top. I don't know what these guys are doing down here. So, these guys, I don't know why I forget why the Legion's here, but they are, the Skeleton Legion. Sort of, the tower that... Oh, you even had me across. The tower that, that borders the Ashlands. Alright, you guys are all dead. I think some sort of, like, teleported to floors below. I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, Silvershade, you want to do the rest of the looting? You're good there. There is a safe here. I'll pop that open. With Queen, hopefully. Let's have anyone that can pick it try it. It's going to be Hella, yep. So, some specialist bows, CPU units, stuff like that. Old research bench. I think we're good. Alright, doing a quick health check. We're not topped up, but we're fine. Alright, beep. Time to head south a little bit, and we'll go to Ashland Dome 1. I just wanted to throw a little reminder. This is not a place to go if you are not prepared. It's dangerous. Oh, we've got a cleanser unit right here. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, let's attack the cleanser unit. This thing is super hyper dangerous. But given the... Yeah, as you can see, it splash attacked just about everybody. Given the numbers I have, I'm not all that concerned. But if you have really high combat stats, you can fare pretty well against it. But if you aren't armored up well, this thing will crush you like a Leviathan. It's sort of like a robotic mini Leviathan. As you can see, it's very hard to defend against it. Someone like Cookie here is just... Whoa, and it goes to orbit. It's getting a lot of damage. Alright, Queen, let's have you loot it. Because these things have AI cores. I don't really care about anything else. I care about the AI core. AI cores are very rare, and you should always take them when you can. Here's a poison gas cloud. Now this is why I have masks, in case I need to throw them on, in case the clouds get too close. I'm going to try to keep from... Alright, let me set some beds down. I'm going to set like 3. I'm going to try to keep from having to put my masks on. but it's really useful in case you need it. Because it's really dangerous to be in a poison cloud and be, like, suffocating. Alright, so those that are fully healed are going to step aside. I just want to be topped up. I'm playing it safe. Better safe than have to bury friends. Just quickly send these guys through. I also should check on the other group. Let me do that real quick. Deadhive, you guys are just standing around. They're not pushovers. It would be very tough to take on this group, so I'm not too worried because they're like some pretty elite soldiers. But they were where they needed to be, so let's get them moving. And that lightning is bright. Okay, we're all topped up just about. And we are underway. We have not even stepped foot. Whoa! Jesus, this was a patrol right next to me that I wasn't even looking for. We're looking at. We're not even like 5 feet into the Ashland's Dome. We've already hit a cleanser bot and a giant patrol of iron spiders. Not that they concern me, because we can easily outmaneuver, outrun them, but if I see any other cleanser bots, I definitely want to go for them. Because they are AI core worthy. So this is sort of a post-apocalyptic robotic hellscape. I would say the easiest way to summarize. Where organics don't really survive here well at all. Why did you run straight into the big crap cloud? I pulled them away, but I don't know what that was about. And then the Ashland Domes tend to have named bountied bosses. I don't want to spoil anything, but this is the... I'll give you a nice little terrain look. A lot of these buildings aren't accessible, or, you know, you don't do anything in them, but the Ashland Domes themselves you do. This is a typical Legion patrol. They're dangerous. They should not be underestimated. There's a lot of them, and they're robotic. And then this is what an Ashland Dome looks like. Sort of like a honeycomb. And in here, we ought to find some bounties. So let's clear out dome number 1, and I'm going to be looting their CPU units. Sort of. I mean, you know, in the way that I do. So I have to... Oh, here's head of our agriculture. That is the boss I'm looking for. Hella's already down. Queen Nuggles, let's have you actually enter the facility. Honey, I don't know what you're doing, but you should take a step forward. Oh, you're stuck. Alright, so head of agriculture. I don't want to lose them. Where'd you go? You're right here. Fighting RK. Yeah, I'm getting beat up pretty good. RK here, almost losing an arm. But the head of agriculture has a Mato quality short cleaver, AI core, ancient bow. I think when you take the AI core, it kills it. Yes, it does. Alright, as you can see, some people are going up to upper floors. The Queen being one of them. Not exactly safe. Hella, how are you doing? You are all sorts of beat up. Cookie. Let's start deactivating these guys. Now, I'm not using the execute button. So the way I figure is these guys are designed to be executable. So even though they're not enemies of the state, so to speak, I'm just turning them off, I'm not executing. If these guys were organic, I'd only allow Queen to do this. Yes, a technicality, but one that I would respect. So, on top of that, some of these guys have ancient samurai armor. You're not going to find a whole lot of... Oh, I already killed you. You're not going to find a whole lot of ancient samurai armor by default. So, if you find some, you know, you can keep it if you want. It's kind of a novelty, in a way. It's not particularly amazing stuff, but sort of unique as it's not manufactured. Alright, I have no idea where these guys are going. They're going straight into a patrol, so let's pull them back. So I have no interest in that. Not yet, at least. So there's still some that need to be shut off. There's also some loot. There's some chests and the like that I could make use of. So let's see, Queen. Let's have you go up here. So there's power cores, AI units, skeletal muscles. There's small boxes with some research in them. This whole thing is a research bench, I think. Yep. What else do we got? We got, on the other side, some chests. And skeletal muscles and CPU units. These chests aren't always going to have amazing stuff. Most of the, I'll just take that anyway. Most of the stuff that you really want is the AI cores, and you're going to get that off of the named enemies and the cleanser bot. That's sort of the reason to come down here. There is a finite, and I've mentioned this before, I just want to repeat it. There's a finite number of AI cores that exist in Kenshi. Meaning that if you're playing for the first time, you really have to prioritize what technology you want to unlock. So for instance, if you take a look, I'm really late game. I'm very end game here. I still don't have 3 of the prosthetic limbs unlocked. I don't have a bunch of the harpoons unlocked. I don't have hybrid stone or an automated hybrid mine unlocked. So there's a ton of technology. Even me conquering most of the known, continent, I still have a significant amount of technology locked to me due to the lack of AI cores. And the only way to get these AI cores is to come into the Ashlands once you've unlocked everything else on the mainland. And what's a little weird, if I'm going to be honest, what's a little weird in this game is that... hang on, these guys started flashing. You're almost home. Don't get in a fight now. What's a little weird, I would say, is that once you've conquered the AI, the Ashland Dome, the need for you're sort of done. It'd be like it would be akin to like an RPG game giving you a really, really nice sword after the last boss fight in the entire game. A little strange. And I've always had that thought and that kind of problem with the game is why are the AI cores in the last chapter or in the last area that you're ever going to visit? That's just my opinion. Figured I'd share it. Okay, so Boops, you're going to take the AI cores, so we have 3 of them, just from this one dome alone. Alright, 4, actually. We also have this Meto short cleaver. I'm not going to equip it right now. We do have some significant injuries, so it would be wise before I interact with any additional patrols or or stuff like that to get some beds going. Like Hella, if you just tapped her in the head, she could die. That would be not great. Luckily, I can set up camp in here, which keeps me relatively protected. I think there is a chance for poison clouds to occur indoors, but the likelihood of me running, oof, RK, sheesh, almost lost a leg. The likelihood of me getting hit up by patrols is a little bit lower. Well, that is dome number 1, the head of agriculture. Not a whole lot of agriculture to be found around here, that's for sure. And I was definitely right to be cautious with Hella and RK. Hella almost dying and RK almost nearly losing his limb. This is not a place for newbies. The other disadvantage, and the whole purpose of this series, is that hivers tend to have weak limbs. Yeah, there's exceptions. You can have Praetorians, but... No, speaking of which... How are my Praetorians? My unrecruitable Praetorians. Yeah, and that makes it more challenging, for sure. You guys still have food left. You won't talk to me. But you have food left. Okay, Pillar, you're healed, and Louis, you're healed. So Hollow and Orange Chaos. Most of Talon's damage was robotic, and I'm not going to be able to rest that off. I don't think... I actually didn't loot the bottom floor, so I need to do that as well. But I don't think there's not a lot of robot beds around here. Nothing in the safe. If I recall correctly, I could be wrong. I should hold my tongue. But I was going to say I don't recall there being significant loot on the bottom floor. That's true of almost all Kenshi buildings. But I should have held my tongue because there's an AI core. So look at me playing the fool. This is a little bit different because there was, even the head of agriculture was on the bottom floor here. 5 cores. So that's more cores than like almost anywhere I've ever gone previously. Very core dense. Very dangerous, but very core dense. What noises was I hearing? Oh, just the iron spider marching by. Well, so far, everybody has kept their limbs. I've kept my head. Feel pretty good about that first interaction. That was not bad. Alright, Beep, let's clean up these beds. No, don't forage animals. Trade. Well, guys, that actually brings me up to the top of the hour. So, if you have any suggestions, feedback for me, questions about the Ashland Domes or anything like that, do drop me a line. I'm more than happy to answer them. If you have any, tips and things of that nature, just let me know. I love your feedback. Thanks for watching, everybody. Next episode, definitely can look forward to some more Ashlands. I'll catch you all later. Adios.